All right, let's jump right in, shall we?
Yep.
Today, we're diving deep into the world of AI-powered trading.
Specifically.
We're looking at a product called AI Golden Jet Fighter GTX.
Oh, interesting. I've seen some buzz about that one.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of hype surrounding it.
AI and finance, it's like the future is here, right?
Exactly. And that's what makes it so fascinating. We've got marketing info, user reviews, all about this Forex trading robot.
A robot that trades for you. Sign me up.
Well, hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to break it down, see if it lives up to the hype.
Sounds good.
So this Golden Jet Fighter, it's all about gold, right? EZA USD,
That's right. And the strategy it uses is scalping.
scalping. Now, for anyone who's not familiar with that term,
It's not as violent as it sounds.
right, no actual scalping involved.
It's all about making small profits from tiny price fluctuations.
It's like rapid fire trades.
Exactly. Quick, precise, taking advantage of those little movements that most people wouldn't even notice.
And that's where the AI GTX module comes in. This is their, like, secret weapon.
That's what they claim, yeah. A specialized AI built for trading.
So it's not just some generic AI like, what's that popular one everyone's talking about?
ChatGPT?
Yeah, ChatGPT. This is different.
They say it uses advanced neural networks, things like LSTM, CNN, even Q-learning and Bayesian networks.
Okay, hold on. Those are some pretty big words. Break those down for me a bit.
So LSTM stands for long short-term memory.
Okay, memory.
It's how the AI remembers past market trends.
So it can predict future prices.
In theory, yes.
Yeah.
Uses that past data to inform its decisions.
Clever. And what about CNN?
That one's a bit more visual, convolutional neural network. It analyzes chart patterns, price movements.
So it's like the AI is looking at the charts, just like a human trader would.
Kind of, yeah. But much faster, of course.
Makes sense. And then there's Q-learning,
This is where it gets really interesting. The AI learns from its own trades.
like trial and error,
Exactly. It figures out what works, what doesn't, and adjusts its strategy accordingly.
constantly learning and improving.
Right. And then there's Bayesian networks, which are all about probability.
Probabilities.
Yeah, like what are the chances of this happening, that happening, and so on.
It's making calculated risks.
Exactly. Assessing the odds, making the most statistically sound decision.
So we've got all this fancy AI working behind the scenes. But what are we actually talking about here? A piece of software.
That's right. It's called an expert advisor, or EA for short, plugs right into a trading platform.
Like MetaTrader, I've heard of that.
Exactly. MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5, those are the big ones.
So this EA, it's like an add-on, right? Gives you
Mm.
extra capabilities within the platform.
Yeah, think of it like a co-pilot.
A very smart co-pilot.
One that can make trading decisions based on all those complex algorithms we just talked about.
And specifically for gold, for scalping.
Right. It's not going to be holding trades for days or weeks. It's all about those quick entries and exits.
Capturing those tiny movements.
Exactly.
And they're making some big claims about the results. High accuracy.
Minimal setup.
User-friendly
Yeah.
for, beginners and pros alike.
And, of course, the potential for profit. Always going to mention that.
But before we get carried away,
Right before we get too excited,
we need to dig deeper.
separate the hype from reality.
See if this Golden Jet Fighter can really deliver.
That's the next step.
And part of that is looking at the trading signals they offer.
Yeah.
Real-time data.
Shows you what the AI is actually doing.
Two different strategies, too. Strategy 1, Strategy 2.
Interesting to compare those.
See how different approaches can play out, even with the same underlying AI.
A lot to unpack.
Absolutely. But first,
Yes.
let's hear from the users themselves. What are people saying about this Golden Jet Fighter?
Always good to get some real-world perspectives.
Absolutely.
Right.
I've got to say, those flashy ads promising easy money always make me a little suspicious.
Oh, absolutely. Especially in the trading world. Everyone's looking for that magic formula.
Exactly. But what matters is how this thing performs in the real world. Real money, real risks.
Right. We need to look beyond the marketing hype, and that's where those trading signals come in.
Ah, yes. Those real-time signals. You mentioned we can subscribe to them, right? For both strategies.
Exactly. Think of it like, renting the AI's brain. You can see the trades it's making, profits, losses, the whole picture.
So we can actually see how this AI is trading in real time.
Yep. And it's fascinating to compare the two strategies. They're based on the same AI, but they take different approaches.
And we're seeing some pretty different results, too.
Definitely. Strategy 1, with that trailing profit, it's been on a tear. Over 100% growth in just a few weeks.
Wow. But I'm also seeing that all of its trades have been profitable. Is that even possible? I mean, every trade.
It's definitely unusual, and that's why those warning labels are there.
Ah, the warning labels. What do they say again? Something about
Too much growth in the last month indicates a high risk.
right, right.
Yeah.
And
This is a newly opened account, and the trading results may be of a random nature.
okay, so we need to take those results with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
It might just be a lucky streak.
Exactly. Small sample size. It's like, flipping a coin a few times and getting all heads. Doesn't mean you'll always get heads.
Makes sense. But this trailing profit thing, can you explain that a bit more? How does that work exactly?
Sure. Trailing profit basically means the AI is constantly adjusting its stop loss order.
Stop loss. That's the order to sell if the trade starts losing money, right? To limit your losses.
Exactly. But with trailing profit, the stop loss moves up as the trade gains value. So it's like locking in profits along the way.
Ah, I see. So instead of setting a fixed stop loss, it's dynamic,
Yeah.
following the trade's upward movement.
Right, and that can help maximize gains, especially in a volatile market like gold, but it also increases the risk.
Because if the price suddenly reverses.
You could end up giving back a lot of those gains.
Okay, so higher risk, higher potential reward. That makes sense. And what about strategy two? It's not seeing those crazy gains, but maybe that's a good thing in the long run.
Could be. Strategy 2 is a bit more conservative, longer trading history, about 3 weeks now.
Okay.
Fewer trades overall, still a positive return around 13%, but the growth is much slower and steadier.
Interesting. So two different approaches, both driven by the same AI. One's aggressive, one's more cautious.
And we're seeing how those different approaches play out in real time.
But both strategies have been profitable so far, every single trade. It almost feels like this AI can't lose.
Well, remember what we said about small sample sizes? We need to be careful about reading too much into these early results.
Right, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. That's the golden rule of investing, right?
Exactly. Market conditions. AI can get caught off guard.
So a healthy dose of skepticism is definitely warranted. But what about the actual users? People who are using this Golden Jet Fighter in the real world, what are they saying?
The reviews, especially for the MetaTrader 5 version, they're generally positive. People seem to like it.
What are they saying specifically?
Lots of praise for the ease of use. They say it's easy to set up, easy to run, even for beginners.
That's good to hear, especially if you're not a tech whiz.
Right. And they also appreciate the developer's responsiveness. Quick to answer questions, provide support.
That's always a good sign. Shows they care about their users.
Definitely. And of course, there are those who claim to be making significant profits, but it's hard to verify those claims.
Yeah, the internet is full of people boasting about their trading success. Got to take it all with a grain of salt.
Exactly. But even with a healthy dose of skepticism, it's encouraging to see those positive reviews. It suggests that this AI, at least for some users, is living up to its potential.
User friendliness is a big plus. And if it can consistently generate profits, even better. But as you said, no trading system is without risk.
Absolutely. It's crucial to understand the basics of Forex trading, risk management. Don't just blindly follow the AI.
Right. Do your research, start small, and never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Wise words. But it's hard not to be intrigued by the potential of AI in trading. It's a game changer.
It really is. And this Golden Jet Fighter, it's just one example of a much larger trend. AI is transforming the financial world.
Absolutely. From portfolio management to risk assessment, fraud detection, you name it, AI is everywhere.
It feels like we're on the cusp of a major shift. Technology is starting to take on more autonomous roles in finance, which raises a big question.
Oh.
What does this mean for the future of traders? Are we all destined to be replaced by robots?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's one we'll be exploring further in just a bit. But first, let's circle back to something we haven't fully addressed yet. Transparency. Or rather...
The lack of it.
Exactly. We've seen the performance, heard from the users. But we still don't really know how this AI makes its decisions. It's a bit of a black box.
A black box. That's a good way to put it. We're essentially being asked to trust this AI with our money.
Without fully understanding how it works. And that's something we need to talk about.
Definitely. Transparency is crucial when it comes to AI, especially in something as important as trading.
Absolutely. So let's delve into that aspect right after a quick message. We'll be back soon to unpack the black box and explore the broader implications of AI in the world of trading.
So we're back. And, before the break, we were talking about this whole black box thing. With this AI, it's kind of unsettling not knowing exactly how it's making its decisions.
Right. I mean, it's understandable to feel that way. We've seen the performance, the potential, but how much can we really trust an AI if we don't understand its logic?
Exactly. And we're talking about trading here, real money, real risks. It's not like, letting an AI choose your playlist.
I see your point. It's one thing to let AI suggest a song. It's quite another to trust it with your hard-earned savings.
Exactly. So how do we find that balance? I mean, harnessing the power of AI, but, without giving up control entirely.
It's a key challenge. We're essentially trying to navigate uncharted territory here. AI in finance, it's still relatively new, and there are a lot of unknowns.
And this Golden Jet Fighter, with all its fancy algorithms, is a prime example of that, right? They're talking about neural networks and machine learning, but how does it actually work? What are the specific criteria the AI is using to make those split-second trading decisions?
That's the question, isn't it? And unfortunately, we don't have a clear answer. The marketing materials, they highlight the technology, but they don't really delve into the specifics of the decision-making process.
So we're kind of left in the dark, take it or leave it, trust us kind of thing.
It does feel that way, doesn't it? And that lack of transparency, it can be a deal breaker for some people, and rightfully so. I mean, you're essentially putting your faith in a system that you don't fully understand.
Exactly. It's like, I was reading an article the other day about these self-driving cars. Amazing technology, potentially life-saving, but there's still this fear, this lack of trust. What happens if AI makes a wrong decision?
Right, and it's a similar dilemma here. We can see the potential of AI trading, the ability to process vast amounts of data, identify patterns, react faster than any human trader. But what happens when the market throws a curveball? Something unexpected. Can we trust the AI to adapt, to make the right call?
It's that uncertainty, that lack of control that can be really unnerving. So what do we do? How do we navigate this?
Well, first and foremost, education. We need to understand AI better, how it works, its limitations, the potential risks.
Right, knowledge is power. The more we understand AI, the better equipped we'll be to make informed decisions about how and when to use it.
Exactly. And part of that education is asking the right questions. When you're evaluating an AI trading system, don't be afraid to dig deeper. Ask about the specifics of the algorithms, the data it's using, how it handles risk management.
So don't just get swept up in the hype. Do your due diligence.
Exactly. And remember, AI is a tool, not a magic solution. It can enhance our abilities, help us make more informed decisions, but it's not a guaranteed path to riches.
No trading system is, right? Whether it's AI powered or not, there's always risk involved. And that brings us to a bigger point. The future of trading, how AI is going to reshape this entire industry.
It's already happening, isn't it? We're seeing AI being integrated into all aspects of finance, portfolio management, risk assessment, algorithmic trading. It's everywhere.
And this Golden Jet Fighter, it's just a glimpse of what's to come. More sophisticated AI systems capable of making increasingly complex decisions. It's exciting, but also a bit daunting. Makes you wonder, what role will human traders play in this future?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right.
Are we all destined to be replaced by robots?
Well, personally, I don't think it's that simple. It's not a zero-sum game. It's not humans versus machines.
I agree. I think the future of trading, it's about collaboration. Human intelligence working alongside artificial intelligence.
So it's like a partnership.
Exactly. AI can excel at those data-heavy tasks, analyzing markets, identifying patterns, executing trades with lightning speed. But human intuition, experience, understanding of broader economic trends, that's still invaluable.
So it's about finding the right balance, harnessing the strengths of both humans and AI.
Precisely. The successful traders of the future, they'll be the ones who can adapt to this changing landscape. They'll need to understand AI, be able to interpret its outputs, and use those insights to inform their overall strategies.
So it's a new skill set, not just about reading charts and understanding market fundamentals. You need to understand AI as well.
Absolutely. And it's not just about trading. This applies to all aspects of finance, risk management, portfolio construction, you name it. AI is going to play a role.
So for all our listeners out there, whether you're a seasoned trader or just starting out, the message is clear.
Embrace the technology, but do so with a critical eye.
Learn about AI, explore the tools and platforms that are available.
Don't be afraid to experiment. But always remember, AI is a tool, not a magic bullet.
It can enhance our abilities, help us make more informed decisions, but it's not a guaranteed path to riches.
And it certainly shouldn't be used blindly. Understanding the technology, understanding the risks, that's crucial.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
It's been a fascinating journey exploring the world of AI, trading through the lens of this golden jet fighter GTX.
We've seen its potential, its limitations, the challenges and opportunities it presents.
And ultimately, it's up to us as humans to shape the future of AI in finance.
To ensure that it's used ethically, responsibly, and for the benefit of all.
Absolutely.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking those tough questions. Thanks for joining us.